the Big Easy Basketball Podcast.
Today on the Big Easy Basketball Podcast, we have an absolute superstar of the NBL, the NBL1 and college basketball, Brody Nunn. Welcome to the podcast, Brody.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Thanks, mate. Now, Brody, tell us a bit about your journey. You started basketball where and you've ended up here at Knox and in the NBL. So just give us a bit of a history of where you've come from.
So after I finished under 20 state team, I went to college in Seattle and I played for Seattle University. I was there for around 2 years. I redshirted my first year, then didn't really play much my second and third year. So I decided that it was best for me to come back and I'd have more of an opportunity in the NBL1 to play. So I came back last year, had a pretty solid season, and then I got picked up by the Jack Jumpers as a development player. And then back at Knox this year, having a decent season so far, and then going back to the Jack Jumpers next year as a development player.
Yeah, you're having a fantastic season this year, that's for sure.
Appreciate it.
That's it. Now, so when we look at your basketball journey, you said you played under 20 state, was that right?
Yep.
Who did you play your juniors with?
I played at Sandringham up until bottom age 18s, and then I went to Hawthorn for my top age year. And then COVID happened, so I didn't get to play youth league. And then I went back to Sandringham to play NBL1 just before I left to college. So I only played about 6 games and then went off to college.
Yep. Now, you come from a pretty well-known basketball family. What got you into basketball initially?
Yeah, my dad played Seabull for Ballarat Miners, and he played a few other places. So, yeah, he pushed me and my brother to play basketball. We played basketball and footy growing up. Then it got to about year 6, and everyone was hitting puberty, and I was still small and skinny. So he's like, "Yeah, you better give up footy and maybe just stick with basketball." So yeah,
that's the journey. Now, with your dad, he was a pretty tough player back in the day.
Yeah, I heard he could shoot it a bit, but I heard he was a pretty dirty player.
I'd say dirty, aggressive, nasty, but pretty good player nonetheless. Very handy player for Ballarat.
Yeah, definitely.
That's it. Now, mate, who was your favourite player growing up?
My favourite player, probably Steph Curry. I like, he's an undersized point guard. No one really believed in him. That's why I went to a small school in college, and then even when he got drafted, still no one really believed in him, and he just proved everyone wrong.
Yeah, is that where you sort of see yourself, that you'll do the same thing?
Yeah, kind of. Because looking back, I didn't make any state teams up until under 20. So, under 18s, I got cut basically first or second round both times, and then I just put my head down, kept working, and just kept pushing through. Yeah, see,
when we watch you play, we see this unassuming player that comes on the court, and then you light it up from the three. You really do. So it's interesting that you've picked Steph Curry as your sort of influential player growing up, but you seem to be that sort of player that, I know you start, but when you're injected into the game, you just do what's needed to be done, and you just don't think you're going to be doing it, but you do. Is that sort of where you sort of see yourself as a player?
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, my 3-point shootings are one of my biggest strengths, and then I also like, getting my teammates involved, off ball screens, and also playing defense. I need to start picking that up this season, but yeah.
That's all right. Don't worry about the defense when you're scoring the points you do, mate. That'll be fine. Now, mate, what's your goals as an individual this year and also as the team?
For the team, definitely to win the NBL1 South. Last year we fell short. We finished, I think, 7th and got knocked out in the first round, and we had a pretty talented team. So this year, definitely win the NBL1 South for sure.
Yeah.
And then individually, just probably becoming more of a leader. I think feedback I got from the Jack Jumpers last year was I need to talk more, be more vocal. So definitely, as I'm like one of the only returning members of the team, just I know a lot of things. So just bringing some leadership to the group.
Yep. And what do you like about playing for the Knox Raiders?
I like how professional it is. We do individuals and weights pretty much every day, and everyone's trying to aspire to get to the next level. Whether it's we got young guys going to college, or we got some NBL players, or we got some really talented imports. So definitely, yeah. Yep.
And what's the Brody Nunn game day habits? Like, do you have any secret little things you do?
I like to take a nap in the afternoon, and then I pretty much eat pasta before every game. That's That's my pre-game meal before every game.
What sort of pasta are you munching down?
Spaghetti bolognese.
Fair enough.
Yeah, my mum cooks it, so yeah, it's not bad.
So it doesn't get too heavy while you run up and down the court?
Nah, not too
perfect, mate. All right, now, how do you stay motivated through the season? Like last season, you said you fell a little bit short. This season, you guys are having a stellar time so far, 6 rounds in. But how do you stay motivated throughout the year?
Definitely just looking forward to like our goals of winning a championship and just coming into practice every day with like the same mindset, I would say.
Yep. And currently, we won't talk about jack jumpers, etc. But at Knox, who's your favourite teammate?
I don't know. That's a hard one. Sunday's actually a really good teammate. I know he's sitting over there, but he's really taken me under his wing so far this year, and really showed me the ropes and his little tricks and tips on defense, which has really helped. And then another one might be Tyrone.
Yep.
I've played with him since juniors. I've known him for most of my life, and we won a under-18 VC championship together.
Okay.
Yep.
And that was at Sandringham?
Yep. And he was robbed of MVP.
Oh, who got that?
His name's Fuzzy.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say, if you got it, and you can't say he was robbed of it if that's the case. Now, we have a lot of young listeners to this program that are local, and we are part of a community sort of basketball program. What would you give in terms of advice for young listeners to get to not only NBL1 level, but you're playing NBL. So you've got a young person, boy or girl. What do you think they need to do today to be able to give themselves the best opportunity to get to that elite level?
Probably just staying in the gym, always practicing. When I was younger in high school, I woke up at around 5:30 a.m. and worked out for an hour before school every day. And I feel like that's really, really helped me.
Yep, in your work ethic, etc.
My work ethic, yep.
All right.
The shot clock.
Now, Brody, we have a little bit of fun here. Do you have a nickname?
I've got B Nunn as during high school, and then I got Nunny last year at the Jackies, and then also in college I got Broads, and then one coach even decided to abbreviate it even more and just said Bro. Started calling me Bro.
All right, so Bro.
Yeah.
Is that what they...
I prefer like B Nunn or Nunny probably.
All right, well, B Nunn. I'll put that out to the group that they can all start calling you that. When you're travelling on road trips, do you prefer a window seat or an aisle seat?
Window seat for sure, because I'm not too tall, so I don't worry about leg room, and then I get a headrest.
Okay. If you're on the plane though, and do you ever get offered the emergency row yourself?
Nah, never get offered that.
And if you did though, would you pass it up to a taller player?
Yeah, I would. I'd be unselfish and do that. Yeah.
Fair enough. Mate, are you into a reality TV?
Maths. Yeah, watched a bit of maths.
One bloke who actually admits to it. So maths, any other shows that you're watching?
No, not reality TV, no.
Oh, that's right. And if you're a sitcom character, what would your catchphrase be?
I don't know about a catchphrase, but my favourite sitcom character is Michael Scott from The Office, so maybe that's what she said.
Oh,
that's his
That's
go-to.
Lovely. Now, out of your teammates, who forgets something all the time?
I don't know. That's a tough one. Maybe Ryder. We'll just say Ryder for now.
Is he forgetting anything particularly, or doesn't forget his shoes or anything like that? I had a player once show up without their game day shoes.
Everyone's pretty good with that, so yeah.
All right. What's the strangest thing you've ever eaten?
Probably emu. I've eaten emu before on like a school camp.
Oh,
like an emu sausage.
Yeah, was it good?
Yeah, it was all right.
Would you eat it again?
Yeah.
All right. If you'd order it down here in Melbourne,
I don't know if I'd order it, but if someone gave it to me, maybe.
Fair enough. If you were applying for a role on the Avengers and you had a superpower, but you get knocked back, what would the superpower be?
Maybe teleportation might be my go-to superpower, I'd probably say.
Yeah, but you get knocked back because you can't do anything because all you can do is teleport?
Maybe.
Yeah. What would your character name be?
Jeez, I got no idea about that one. Nah.
No, not Bro.
Bro, we could go
Bro
with
the
that.
teleporter.
Yep.
That's right. And if you had an animal as a sidekick, what would it be?
Maybe a polar bear. I like polar bears. They're pretty cool.
Yeah. You're just hanging out at the basketball stadiums with a polar bear.
Yep.
If you could have one teammate cook your dinner for the whole team, and you can't say spaghetti bolognese, what would it be? And who would be the cook?
Who would be the cook?
Yep.
Oof. I know BJ's not going to like me saying this, but he stayed at my house for a while he was getting set up to move into his place, and he didn't cook one meal, so we won't say BJ. We might go with, I don't even know. We'll go with Sunday.
Sunday's the best cook.
I don't know if he's the best cook, but
he's not the worst.
His girlfriend's a good cook, so maybe she
could come along and
a few tips. Yeah.
Fair enough. Who's most likely to go viral for something non-basketball related in your team?
It's got to be Callie, probably, with the hair, the muscles, probably Callie.
Fair enough. Would you ever go against him in a push-up contest?
No chance. He's crazy in the weight room.
Yeah, fair enough. Who would you survive least amount of time with on a deserted island in your team?
Oh, might have to go with Ryder again. Ryder or Harry, or Henry, just the young fellas probably.
Right.
Not much experience there.
And what's the best excuse you've ever had for not showing up to practice?
I've actually haven't missed practice for like the last 4 years. Only once with like an ankle injury. So yeah, I don't know about that.
Fair enough. So
Maybe
you just don't miss practice?
Nah.
Fair enough. Mate, it's been a delight having you on today.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
No troubles at all, and good luck with the rest of the season.
Thank you.